Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of Heroes of the Storm. Today we are continuing our series on how to tank. Now, I made up a little tier list for you guys you can look at, and if you remember the last video that we played Mal'Ganis, and we learned kind of how to peel for our allies. We learned kind of when to pick Mal'Ganis, and the general rules of more of a defensive type tank. Well, now we're hopping into Diablo, who plays very offensively. Diablo does not have good peels for his allies. He lacks in wave clear, but my god is he terrifying. The Lord of Terror. So Diablo likes comps that are divey, so draft him in comps that have dive and burst damage. He loves those fights. You can also draft Diablo against, I say he's really good against mages because of his high health pool. He can take a lot of poke and it doesn't bother him that much. And he's able to blow up those mages much easier than he is, not much easier than he is auto attackers, but auto attackers putting out consistent damage. Sometimes auto attackers have percent damage. Diablo can struggle against those things. But those are some draft tips, and we're going to talk about the actual tips in game. So we're going to go ahead and jump into game. Alright, we find ourselves on the Volskaya Foundry today. When you are looking to pick Diablo on a map, look for maps that have a lot of walls. So this map is honestly not the best for Diablo, just because the walls aren't really there for him a lot of the time. Maps that are small are also very favorable for Diablo, and most offensive tanks in general like smaller maps. Not all of them, but most of them. Diablo has two builds, and they're both pretty good. I typically go W build more often. There's an auto attack and a W build, and that's when I'm going to go in this game. So I pick up Devil's Due at level 1. It'll allow globes to heal me more. So looking at this first fight here, I like to hide a little bit and wait for the enemy team to engage, and then I can push them into our tower, or I can come around with a flank here, like this route, and push them back into our tower/team, and then use my E to peel however necessarily. But unfortunately, we do have to try to peel a little bit for our ally, and that is one thing that we very much struggle with as Diablo. Also noticing our draft, it is double healer, double tank, and an Abathur. So I think if we get behind at all, we're going to get absolutely cremated. So we're going to make sure that we soak. Although it's not ideal to soak as the tank, you got to do what you got to do. That's just the tip that I have to tell tank players is, yes, I know, I get it. It sucks to be the tank and having to soak, but if that's what it's going to take for your team to progress in the game, then that's what it's going to have to take. But since we are playing Diablo and since we have an Abathur, I feel safe to leave this lane really quick here and ping that I'm on my way. Enemy team was very far engaged forward, so I was looking for the pick, but it doesn't look like they are any longer. Hopefully Asmodean comes forward a little bit. If he does, we'll look for another gank, but he does not. So yes, when you're playing Diablo, you're constantly looking at the minimap, pinging for your allies if they're in danger, but the main thing is watching enemy teams' health pools to know when you can rotate, when you should rotate to get those sweet, juicy ganks. Now, enemy team has Medic Vala, which are very strong hero combinations. Ping that we're on our way here. But a counter to Medic Vala is Diablo. If we're able to be getting our hits off on the Vala and getting our combos, she will have a rough time. You can see there's actually a Maiev coming in here that we're going to go ahead and try to mess up just a little bit, flip her into the friendly team. She has the tools to get out, unfortunately, but you can see that's some Diablo action right there. One of Diablo's biggest strengths is just the fact he's so damn tanky. And with that, with him being a tanky hero, that also comes with him having a big hitbox. Let's see if we can't just bully this medic around a little bit. Doubt we'll be able to get much done. Yeah, especially with the blinks. But she did walk right into the Abathur mine, and with that, we'll actually be able to pick up a nice kill on her. I don't want to stack the Vala too hard, as she is stack build Vala. Trying to line up my wall there. Like I mentioned, we play around walls, and we try to get them. Oh, that might have been a little bit of overkill. We try to hit the enemies with our walls to the best of our ability. If she overextends, I'd go back in. But with the objective spawning, I wanted to get based. I thought I had more time to get full HP, but we didn't. But Diablo gains souls. You'll see I have 43 souls right now, which increases my maximum HP. Nice job there by Arthas. It'll increase my maximum HP by a little bit per soul. I don't know the exact number. Maybe it's like 0.3. Yeah, 0.3 of my maximum health is increased per soul that I have stacked up. You get souls by killing heroes and minions, or just being around them when these deaths come. We're trying to stay on the point if we can. Go ahead and push that Maiev into the Abba mines, which have been very helpful this game. I think auto attack build honestly might have been better. I didn't realize we had a Abba hat. But this build, as I mentioned before, is just my personal favorite. So that's what I went, and that's what we're going to roll with. Looking for the squishy targets, as you can see right there, and also looking to get W resets. I'll explain W resets at some point this game, I'm sure. Maybe get the kill there. Not quite able to. Good healing by the medic. But basically, my W, thanks to my level 7 talent, my W will... Let's see if we can't one-shot this tower here. Shut off the other tower. Missed it. Oops. Is he saying push bot? I can't tell. Whenever you're in this protector, you kind of just want to be, if the enemy team has really good burn like them, we're kind of just chilling in the back line and letting our gunner deal the damage. There's also another cool thing you can do, like this, where we hop out. Not quite able to get it. But you hop out. Oh! Oh no, this is tragic. We're fine. This is fine. Everything's okay. Aw, medic boop hit me. But yeah, whenever you get in the protector and they have such burn like that, you kind of just want to stand in the range, like how you would with the Cho'Gall, to let your gunner poke down the building. Unfortunately, my gunner was going for hero damage, I think, and it was an early objective, but that's okay. We're doing fine. Yes, we died, but we're not behind on soak. Friendly team's starting to flame me. I really can't deal with this. I keep working long shifts at work, and the last like it's like been legitimately 6 games of Heroes of the Storm. People have been so toxic. It's been very frustrating and doesn't make me want to play the game. But coming up here on level 10, big power spike for Diablo. We'll be able to really one-shot a hero, and maybe not one-shot them by ourselves, but enable the team to get the one-shot, which sometimes is all you need, especially when you're playing the tank. We're going to pick up APOC and deal a lot of damage as well as good lockdown on targets. I gotta be making sure I'm picking up these regen glows whenever I have a chance, as it'll heal me and grant me a lot of mana, which would be nice. Alright, APOC's online. We want to be timing this around objectives. So APOC's on a 90-second cooldown, which means you can't really spam it out, which I think, honestly, APOC, compared to other abilities, is on quite a long cooldown. You know, compared to abilities like... Okay, in this fight, we're going to send out a W and send out another W because we reset it with our E talent. Or not our E talent, but our E ability. No damage coming out from me, really, and we did lose Arthas. We're also losing bot lane to a push Asmodean, so I need to be watching my minimap a little bit better, I suppose. But what a weenie. Not worth a sippy cup yet. Just trying to use my fat body, as I mentioned before, to peel for my allies. That's really the only kind of peel that we have. At least at this time. I don't think that ever really changes on Diablos. You kind of don't ever have peels. But the talents that we have gone this far, there's a little combo you can do with Diablo where you can get a lot of healing with this build. A lot of healing and a lot of damage out there, as well as reducing damage the later the game goes on. We're going to head up into the top lane here and hopefully get a nice pick on the Asmodean. You can see there's the APOC combo, and we're timing this right around the objective, so he'll be dead for the objective fight. Now, yes, that's a long cooldown. It's 80 seconds left, but we'll take the pick. We'll get priority running on the objective, and it might time out nicely that we get um, we get it up in time for the next fight that happens on this objective. Because there's going to be an initial fight, and that will probably win now that we have numbers. Alright, you can see there, I just sent out 3 W's in a row. I keep getting pulled at random by our Anduin. I don't know how I feel about it. It would be nice if we could bait some enemies over here. Yes, come get the low health Diablo. There we go. Big mines. It's awesome. And I will try to, try to body block for my team as best we can. There we go. Arthas is dealing some damage now. Got to be a little bit careful, as Asmodean does kind of mess me up if I'm, well, not careful. And also trying to get globes, if at all possible, would be great. This should be an easy kill. There we go. Yeah, so globes heal us for a lot, which is really nice for out-of-combat healing. Hopefully an ally can stand on the objective. We got good soak happening from Abathur. So life's looking good thus far. We also have APOC up again. Huge. We were able to chain our CC just right there by holding a half second longer on our overpower, just to ensure that we were able to get that enemy Asmodean, or Anubrak, I guess it was. Once again, you can see our combo coming out. Trying to get a pick out here on the Vala, but just so much healing from the enemy team is going to make that nearly impossible for us. But I might be able to catch the medic. We're barely able to, and now we go into full-on body block mode if possible. Doesn't even look like we have to, though, so we'll hop into the mech. We'll be a gunner for a moment. There's some hero damage, but we're really trying to get building damage done if we can. Unless, of course, an enemy hero is really low, like that Vala was. Might be able to sniper. We'll see. Doesn't quite look like it. Gonna go ahead and jump out here to flip this Asmodean. As I mentioned, that's a cheeky little play that you can do. As the tank, you're typically going to be the one sitting inside of the mech. There we go. We'll go back in now. And so you can... oh, I didn't hop in. I was going to say, you can hop in and out of the mech. And as a tank, you really surprise enemies sometimes. Because who's going to expect the big old tank to be jumping out of the mech with a bunch of CCs? Disengaging from this fight, we're going to do is the best we can, unless the friendly team really just wants to fight. We can use our Q on any enemy structure to disengage. Kind of hard to line up sometimes, but when it does line up, as you can see right there, it saved my life, which is very good. Now, a big problem with Diablo is he is very easily kited. If Vala wanted... she could hypothetically kite me infinitely, with the build I have at least, and there's nothing I could really do about it. So that's another weakness of Diablo, and another reason why he's better against mages is just due to the fact that I'm trying to peel for my ally just by showing my big chunky face. But just due to the fact that mages typically don't kite as well. I'm gonna sit in this bush. Asmodean might come along. Alright, I'm scared now. Hopefully friendly team sees me. Oh my god, so many things. Thank you. I did not expect the whole circus to show up. I thought it would just be one clown, but that's alright. We'll heal up off of the minion and come in here. Now, Apocalypse is a global ultimate ability. Up, heal up off this globe, hopefully. Very nice. There's another globe for me. Very nice. This Vala is definitely going to go Manticore at level 16. Here it comes. So she's going to kill us a lot now. You can see there, every third auto from her does 5% of our maximum HP. And keep in mind, Vala attacks incredibly fast. Asmodean is actually free for us. If I can catch up to him in time, we might be able to. Barely are able to, but it might cost us here. Not pressing R yet. Just because I want to be saving that for the objective, but I think objective's going to spawn any moment now, so might not even be worth it. Good try by the Anduin with the pull. But now we're gonna, I do think I have to Sippy Cup to at least defend the building. Okay. Okay, so play here. Don't die. It might just be a full give. But we'll give it everything that we can. Asmodin took a lot of damage there. I think I still might be dead. Anduin does not have his pull up, but Maiev didn't have her cleave, so we are safe. We do have our ult, but no Sippy Cup up for this fight. And our allies are still in the process of respawning. Gonna make sure... Oh, no, that's a bad play. Don't go there. I was gonna say, wanted to make sure the enemy team wasn't taking that camp, but they were. That's alright, though. We can heal up off of minions, as well as prepare for this fight. We do have maximum souls, so this is the strongest we will be. If we die, we do respawn instantly. That's a huge pick. Let's go fight. Arthas is coming in now, who I feel like we might need Arthas for this, but we might not. We might not. Yeah, we got an Abathur clone. Gonna just try to peel these enemies away once again by just showing my body. Big ult by our Arthas here will actually enable us to hopefully get at least one pick. I'm hoping for maybe more. Oh no! Oh, I was really hoping to get that Asmodee, but I think I autoed to the wrong hero on accident. And Medic's healing is absolutely massacring us right now. I don't want to get hit by that, but we'll use our ability to fade away. This whole time, though, mid has been getting wrecked by our Abathur. So despite us losing this fight, as well as possibly the objective now, it's not the worst thing in the world. We're going to try to run up, but I think we're still dead. Most likely. Maiev has a lot of slows. I'm going to try to get on the other side here and just heal up off of our W's. You can see my positioning there really helped me survive, as well as just the help of Lucio. We're going to go ahead and hunt down this Vala. Maybe get her. Huge. Barely able to get the pick there thanks to Abathur's poke. And that is her 4th death, which means she is useless with her level 1 talent. Very good for us. We'll ping our Abathur's in danger because I think he might be a little bit. And I'm debating. Dying Breath's a really good ult, but I think I want Hellgate here. As Hellgate is just very good. You can use it in multiple ways, but once again, it's on a little bit of a long cooldown for how like meh of an ability it really is. I think we reduce. Yeah, we do all kinds of cool stuff. Do have to be a little bit cautious here. We do have APOC just now coming online, so we can once again look for the medic. That's what we're doing. When you're playing the tank, at least the offensive Diablo type tank, you're looking for every opportunity to absolutely obliterate these low health enemies. Nice ultimate there by our... Gonna go ahead and hit him up with the Hellgate combo as well. That's massive. Oh my goodness, you love to see it. It's working. Huge. But what I did there is I pressed R and then queued the medic, got the reset so I could, or not, didn't get the reset, but I was able to then E her into my Apocalypse. And then I Hellgated, which is my level 1 town, or my 1 activatable ability. It's my level 20 talent, which allowed me to get a second APOC to go off to stun the enemy heroes for a combined total of like, what, 3.5 seconds? Something like that. I'd kind of like to force a fight with us all up, but it doesn't look like the friendly team really wants to, and I don't have the tools to do so, to really force a fight without the help from the friendly team. So we'll just push mid a little bit, get a tower or two, and continue on our way. I do believe Diablo falls off a little bit the later the game goes on. He's definitely more geared towards the early game. This could be really dumb. But yeah, definitely more geared towards the early game. But still strong in the late game. If you don't have souls, though, you really feel it in the fights. Yeah, if you don't have souls, you really feel the damage in the fights. But we do have souls, and souls aren't that hard to stack after level 10, because you only have to ever stack 75 of them then instead of 100. Would love to get a pick on this Vala if we could. I want to know what level 20 she went. Okay, she went for the auto attacks. Here's an out of position enemy. Should be a free kill. I think all the other enemies are on their camp down there in the bottom lane. You can see a little combo here. You can see we W'd behind us, Q'd in. Are we really not going to get this kill? Oh, with the ABBA clone we do, that should be the video game, honestly. Alright. Pull me. You can see the combo again. Absolutely murdering the Vala. That's what I mean when I say that Diablo is quite the counter to a Vala. Mainly just a counter to primary targets. If you want them dead, Diablo can make them dead. We were able to stun lock the Maiev there a little bit and make sure we're picking up globes. When you're playing tank in general, be picking up globes. That's one of your greatest helps, not just to yourself, but to your friendly team as well, is picking up globes. Because it helps them out with regaining mana, and health. The little bit that it gives, if you're giving that to every ally consistently, your healers aren't going to run out of mana, so you'll have health. Your DPS aren't going to run out of health because they'll have it. They'll have it from the globes. And not only are you giving it to your allies, but you are taking it away from the enemy team. Assassins are overrated. Yeah, that game was something else. But it worked out, and I think I did a decent job of showing you the general gist of how to play Diablo, the Lord of Terror, the way that you do as like a tanky burst assassin is essentially what he is. He's a tanky burst assassin. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you, talk about the talents, because I didn't talk about it all in game, and I'm even gonna stick around to the end if you want, so I'll show you the combos you can do with Diablo, because I didn't pull all of them off in that game, or if I did, it only happened once or twice. But Devil's Due at level 1, just to give us more healing. This is the W focus build, by the way. He also has an auto attack build. We then go for Souls to the Flame at level 4. This will allow us to gain souls as well as heal more per souls, per W, things like that. Eternal Flames is a huge power spike for Diablo. When you hit 7, it's a big power spike. So you now reduce the cooldown of Flame Stomp by 1 second, and anytime you stun an enemy or use your E, so if you stun an enemy with your Q or anytime you use your E, it will reset the cooldown of your W and restore 35 mana. Your W costs 30... It restores 45 mana. Your W costs 35 mana. So you actually gain 10 mana if you're spamming it correctly. Apocalypse, as I kind of went over that in game. Then we went for Hellfire at 13. This grants me spell power, which is really good. If you're able to get this stacked up midway through a fight and then use APOC, whoo, deal a lot of damage. But it's just good for general damage in fights. But this can get subbed out for other things. Debilitating Flames, pretty similar to your level 13 talent. It slows enemies, and if it slows them enough, it also reduces their damage, which is really good against hypercarry targets like the Vala, but also really good just against brawling the other tank. You kind of make the other tank completely useless because you're dealing AoE damage and healing off of him, as well as he's slowed and dealing no damage. So Diablo's a bit of a bully to the other tank as well. And then Hellgate for reasons stated in the game. But the talents that can get subbed are at 13 and 16. You can go for Devastating Charge as well as Domination if you want more burst damage than consistent heals and damage, which is the only difference. And then he also has an auto attack build that I think I might have a video on the channel. You can go check it out. It's pretty standard. But I'm going to go ahead and hop into a try mode and show you the combos. Alrighty, we find ourselves on try mode today. So a big combo that you can use as Diablo is this one I'm going to show you right now. So you W behind you, and then you QE the enemy right back into your flame. You see, you got hit by all of my flames, dealing a lot of damage to him. So that's one. That's a pretty standard one, and not the best. You can do that if you have no walls around. If you have walls around, though, it's even better. See, right there, we did W, Q, W, E, W, giving us 3 W's in quick succession, which equates to a lot of healing. Another big combo you can do, let's see if I can bring this guy over here, is this is a ranged one. You press R, Q, and then E. So that's the typical APOC combo. Let's see if I whoops, not that. That's not what I wanted. Let's go ahead and pick boom, 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 and that one. All right. So another combo you can do though is this is the Hellgate one. So it's the same thing, same one you just did. R, Q, E, and then as he gets stunned, you hit him with your second ability, and that's a very long stun. Very good for messing up targets that are squishy and that your team needs to obliterate. So that was Diablo, the Lord of Terror. Once again, looking at the tier list, we got him as an offensive tank. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I'll be coming out here with a bunch more tanks. So yeah, stick around and you'll see them all soon. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.